In this video, you are going to learn how to predict economy, and be careful, bro. This knowledge is dangerous. You might go pro because you watched this video. I'm just saying. All right, so in order to understand how to predict enemy buys, you need to understand what produces money in this game. So starting off with the basics is winning rounds. As a T or a CT, if you just kill everyone on the other team, you'll get 3250. Now, as a T or a CT, if the bomb explodes or you defuse the bomb, you get 3500. And then plus whoever planted the bomb, it's like 300 to whoever plants it and 300 to whoever defuses it. Now, when we talk about losses, this is where it gets really important to understand enemy economy, because this is where we're going to need to track it the most. If the enemy is just dominating you and they're like 9 rounds ahead of you, you don't need to predict their economy. They're rich as fuck, buddy. This is why you need to understand loss bonus, because this is when you need to predict the economy the most. Basically, loss bonus is what happens every time you lose a round. It adds $500 to how much money you get, starting at 1400. Pistol round is an exception. After you lose pistol round, you get 1900, and you start with a 1-round loss bonus. So every subsequent round that the enemy loses or you lose, you get an additional $500. And this goes from 1400 to 1900 to 2400 to 2900 to 3400. And you want to realize that after the round ends and you're on the next round, you're in freeze time, the enemies got whatever money was the last loss bonus. If you already have a loss bonus going and you win a round, it will decrease by 1. This is just to keep the game balanced. So if you're at a loss bonus of 4 and you win the next round, you'll be at a loss bonus of 3. Planting the bomb also does give you money, and this is why it's a goal when you eco. It gives everyone $800 if you plant the bomb and everyone dies and you lose the round. You don't get that $800 if you plant the bomb and you win the round. You just get $3,500. So that's why you'll see teams on eco rounds just run out and try and get the bomb plant for the extra 800. And that is crucial to know, because that leads into like a common buy that you'll see on a T side of like teams on a 4 loss bonus with the bomb plant. They can buy over and over and over and over, even though they're losing every single round. We'll get into that later because that shit's weird. Now, the next thing I'll give you money is guns, and you really don't need to know this and like track like, oh, he killed me with an SMG, and oh, he killed me with a Zeus, they only got 100 for that. Like, if you just stick to like loss bonus and bomb plants and all that other good shit, you'll be good, unless there's like some crazy exception where like someone just gets like a 5k with an SMG. Then you want to take that into account that, oh, okay, this guy's gonna be rich as fuck. Or a knife kill, because knife kills give you 1500. So here's a rundown of all the guns and what the money they give you. SMGs is 600, shotguns are 900, rifles, pistols, and op is 300. $1,500 for a knife.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh.
And 100 for a CZ or a Zeus. All right, so now you understand what produces money. We'll talk about what the common buys you'll see. I briefly touched upon this in my last video. The first buy you'll see is a double save or a force. This is usually when the enemy is less than $2,000 and they have like shit loss bonus, so they're gonna force up. Next up is a full eco. This is where they don't buy shit and they just keep their pistols and hope for the best. Money is usually at 2 grand. After this, you have an eco. This is where they maybe buy like a P2, a flash, and a smoke. It's really light buy. After this, you have a half buy. Usually after 2 grand, you're gonna be buying $2,000 if you can't afford a full buy, just so you can have a full buy the next round. After that, you have a force buy. A force buy can be as simple as like a Tech 9 smoke armor, and they're all at like $1,800. Or, you know, they saved an op last round and they have like all $3,400 each and they want to force run the op. Force buys require context in the game and the previous round to really understand what they're capable of having, because it can be anything. If they saved a rifle, if they save an op, then they might use that and force around it. So this is where you have to use your brains. After this, you'll see like one of the most common buys if you're dominating on your CT side is a rifle low buy. Money is usually around 3,700 to 4,200. This is like the most common buy because you'll see T's at full loss bonus getting bomb plant and losing the retake, so they get that $3,400 loss bonus plus the $800 bomb plant, and they can afford armor, AK, and like the smoke and stuff. This is like literally the most common buy you'll ever run into. And then after this is a full buy. This is where your money's around 4,800 to 6,850. For T's, you can buy full rifle kit at $4,800. Also for T's, if you want to have a full op kit, it's about $6,850. Now for CTs, if you want to have a full rifle kit excluding head armor, is $5,450. And if you want to have a full op kit excluding head armor, is $7,100. And you're really only going to run into a full buy if the other team is winning a couple rounds in a row. This is why it's important to win rounds with as many people alive as possible. This allows you to stack your economy to eventually afford like crazy buys with like double ops and crazy shit like that. On the flip side, this is also why it's good to hunt people, because it prevents their economy from building up. If you're winning 8 rounds in a row, but you're surviving with only 1 person left every round, you're really not building that good of an economy. You're only getting $3,500 per person. After going through the list of buys, I'll put them all up on screen. And the green is going to be how much money they have. And on the right side in the white, it's going to be how much they buy too. If you predict the enemy's economy to be within any of these ranges, just expect them to take that buy. If they're smart, they'll do whatever buy fits best. So like, for example, they're $3,800. They're probably going to half buy. Under 2,000, they're probably going to force. If they're at 2,000, expect an eco. If they're over 4,000, expect a rifle low buy. And if they're rich as fuck, just expect a full buy, because why the fuck would they save? After knowing all the buys, you're going to have these couple rule of thumbs and tips you want to keep in mind whenever you're calling. Always know the last buy of the enemy team. This is always going to dictate what they're going to buy the next round. Assume they are making the right buy based off their money. Obviously, this does not happen in pugs. Bro, I be calling all the time in pugs like, yo, all right, they should be saving this round. And then you'll just see them force because, you know, North Americans are dumb as fuck. But yeah, assume they're making the right buy based off their money. It's better to assume this than to assume that they're making the wrong buy. If you expect an eco or half buy, expect them to do that. If they should full buy, then expect them to full buy. Also assume that they are buying together. Another thing you want to keep in mind is how many survive. Are they saving guns, and what guns do they save? Again, they might force around an op if they save it, or an auto if they're saved, if they're weird like that. Ask yourself if these guns that are saved are worth forcing around, and then ask if they have enough to force around it. You'll see it a lot in pro matches where someone will actually save an op, but everyone on the team has 2 grand, and they'll just save. And they won't force around the op. If they can't really back up an op that they're saving, they might not force around it. Make sure they have enough money to actually force around it. And then also ask, should they force this round? Is it like the last round of the half? Is it the last round of the game? Are they in like a dire need of a win? Are you expecting like more of a risk out of them? And then obviously if their bread is stacked and they are winning round after round on you, there is no reason to predict the economy. They're rich forever, man. Just take your losses and start investing your own money and get your bread up too. I forgot to mention while making this video, just like what's in the meta. After pistol round, it's pretty much meta as a CT to always force. And then as a T, it is like meta to like pretty much only force after you get the bomb plant, because you can afford rifles. Like when it comes to predicting economy, if you're the T side and you win pistol, just expect the CTs to force, expect them to be at $0. And if you're CT side and you win pistol, if they get the bomb plant, expect them to force. If they didn't get bomb plant, then expect them to be fully Glocks. And then start tracking your economy from there.
Hopefully this helped. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you. Bye.